viewers, how are you? I'm BASUKU NYABENDA from Eteta TV Morogoro. Welcome back once again. Today we are going to deal with the topic expressing oneself, and my focus will be on correlative subordinating conjunction. I once again remind you, if you enjoy our lessons, please subscribe our channel on YouTube, Eteta TV. And if you like my lessons in particular, please don't forget to like and share with your friends. Of course, this will motivate me on more preparations for more fascinating things for you. Thank you very much. Now, we are going to deal with correlative subordinating conjunctions, and sometimes we call them subordinators. This is very good for a person who is learning English. You better concentrate so that you add it to your knowledge. And of course, especially those who are preparing for examinations, the Form 4s, and of course, Form 2s should concentrate even more. Yes. Subordinator. The subordinators are words which introduce subordinate clauses, and then we are having a number of them. We are having a number of these subordinators. We have words like because, since, however, whereas, and the like. We have so many. They introduce these subordinate clauses. And remember, when you talk of subordinate clause, you are talking about a clause which cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. It depends on another part of the sentence or another clause to be a complete one. Now, you see, for example, you are having I couldn't hear you because it was raining. Now you see, I couldn't hear you. This is a complete sentence, but from here, because it was raining, now this is a subordinate clause. You have unless it rains, then the plants will die. Now the plants will die is a complete or independent clause, but unless it rains, this is a subordinate clause. And you can see that this is a subordinator, and this one also is a subordinator, and that's what we mean. Now, if you remember, in the previous lessons, we were taught that we are having simple subordinators, we are having compound subordinators, and then we are having correlative subordinators. And I think that's what you need to know now. What a correlative subordinating conjunction is. That's what you need to know. Yes. Now, with this one here, you should know that correlative subordinators are those conjunctions which appear in which consists of two words which function as a pair. There are two words, but always they go together as a pair. They function as a pair. Now that's what we call correlative subordinators. Yeah, for example, you are having words like either or, you are having both, and you are having no sooner than. These are examples of correlative subordinators, that they will always go together like this in pairs, and they function as a pair. That's how it is. So from today on, make sure you get to know these ones as I'm going to do. Now I'm going to start with this one. Not only, but also. Not only, but also. That's what I'm going to start with. What does it mean by using not only but also? What you need to remember is that the use of not only but also show that there are two things or two qualities which are being referred to which go together at a time. That there are two things or two qualities. These two things or two qualities which are being referred to go together at once or at the same time. For example, let's check here. You're having this one person who is having two occupations. This person is having two occupations. Firstly, he is a cook. And secondly, he is a watchman. So this person is having two occupations. He is a cook, but at the same time, he is a watchman. So you can see that these are two qualities, two occupations, which are taking place at the same time. He's a cook, and also he is a watchman. Now, by doing so, we say he is not only a cook, but also a watchman. He is not only a cook, but also a watchman. Now, check here. We have this girl right here, who is a truant, maybe in a school. He is truant. At the same time, she's lazy. She's truant, at the same time, she is lazy. So you can see that these two qualities, being truant and being lazy, are taking place from same person at the same time. And that's why we say she's not only truant, but also lazy in class. Yeah. You are having more examples. You are having even more examples. You are having this book, which is somehow simple and it is small. Simple and small. So it is not, it's having two qualities. You take it, you find it simple. You first find it small, it is small. And not only small, but also it is simple. That's why I say the book is not only simple, but also small. And now you are having this teacher. This teacher who is very kind. And also, this teacher is wise. So he's having two qualities. Firstly, being kind, and second, being wise. So I say, our teacher is not only kind, but also wise. The two qualities go together at the same time. We have this person who is very good at speaking Kiswahili, but he's also good at speaking English. And so say, he not only speaks Kiswahili, but also English. He's having both qualities. Now, maybe you have already now known the proper use of not only but also, that we use the not only but also only when we want to show that two things or two qualities go together at the same time. But do you know the simple rules which we observe when we change these ones here? When we join these two sentences, do you know the simple rules? I'm going to share with you a little bit. First, observe the repeated phrase so that you omit it when you rewrite your sentences. Try to check this one here. John is a teacher. John is a doctor. Now, if we are to join these two sentences, try to observe the repeated phrase. You will find that John is. John is. There is John is here. There is John is here. That's a repeated phrase. So let's omit this one here. Let's omit this one here. And so we'll remain with John is not only a teacher, but also a doctor. John is not only a teacher, but also a doctor. So make sure the repeated phrase is omitted when you want to rewrite the two sentences into one sentence using not only, but also. In some occasion, or in sometimes you are asked to begin with not only, but also. Remember in the previous slide, I showed you that we begin with other words and then we come to not only. But right here, you are asked to begin with not only. For example, right here, not only is the boy polite, but also bright. Not only is the boy polite, but also bright. Check the second sentence. Not only is she a singer, but also a hairdresser. Not only is she a singer, but also a hairdresser. The third one, not only does he grow maize, but also cassava. Now you see, in the three sentences, we have begun with not only, followed by but also. So you can see the changes. You can see the changes. Now, what have you noticed in this? You must have noticed, must have noticed this, that when we begin with not only, the positions of the verb and subjects change. When we begin with not only, the positions of verb and subjects change. Do you see here? Check this sentence here. He is not only a watchman but also a cook. He is not only a watchman but also a cook. Do you see this one here? Check here, check here. He is. He is. Now check when you begin with not only. Not only is he. You see? He is he. He is he. Do you see that one? That when you begin with not only, then he takes the position of is and is takes the position of he. That's what you see right here. There is a change in the position of a subject and a verb. You have to put that one in your mind. Hope you have got it right. Thank you. Now we go to whether or. Whether or. When we use whether or, we want to show that a person is in the realm of decision or choice. You have some options, but you have not done the choice. You have failed to choose which side. That's what we call, and that's where we come to use whether or. For example, right here. You have reached you have entered the office of someone, and then you find that boss sitting on the chair, relaxed, and when by arriving in the office, you find there is a chair, but you have not been told to sit. Then you think in your mind, should I sit or remain standing? Then is where we use this. I wonder whether to sit down or stand. I wonder whether to sit down or stand. That shows that you are indecisive. You don't know whether you should sit or remain standing. I wonder whether I should sit or stand up. The problem is whether to leave now or remain. You don't know. You don't know what to choose. Should you leave or remain? You are indecisive. You are in dilemma. You are in between. You are having the intrapersonal conflict. You are having intrapersonal conflict in your mind. You don't know which one to decide, whether to go or to remain there. Yes. She has not decided whether to leave for home or keep on working. That's another, she has not decided whether to leave for home or keep on working. That's another case that you see, this person is in the dilemma. Doesn't know if he should or she should, doesn't know if she should continue working or she should just go home. And so we use whether or when we are in the dilemma of decision. That's how it is. The third one is hardly when. Hardly when. How do we use this one? First, you have to remember that the word hardly is negative word. The word hardly is negative word. You have to know that one. The word hardly is negative word. That is to say, when we use hardly when, it shows that the first action was not completed before another one happened. Now, listen to me carefully. Firstly, you have two actions. You have two actions. One action is going on. And now, before this first action is finished, another action comes in. You see? You started this action here. You are doing. Then, before you reach the end, another action comes in. There is where we needed to use hardly when. Maybe I should give you a vivid example. For example, right here I'm teaching. Now, before I finish teaching, someone comes in the room. There is where we need to use hardly when. For example, For example, I say, hardly had the teacher finished teaching when the young boy came into the class. That means I didn't finish teaching. I was maybe about to finish, then someone else came in the class. Remember one thing before we go to the real examples here. You don't use double negatives in this sentence. Don't use double negatives. I have already told you that hardly is a negative word. So there is no way in your sentence you'll be having hardly and then you will be having not or never in the same sentence. That's not possible. You cannot have hardly and then never and not in the same sentence. After using hardly, the sentence is already negative, and so you cannot use those words again. Check these examples right here. The teacher was just finishing writing the notes on the blackboard when the bell rang. It means that teacher was writing the notes on the chalkboard, and then some minutes before he finished the bell rang. That's why you said, hardly had the teacher finished writing the notes on the blackboard when the bell rang. It means the teacher was writing. Then some few seconds before finishing the process of writing on the chalkboard, the bell rang. That's how it happens. You see, he had just arrived when it started raining. This is you are sitting in the house, and then then you find that they arrive immediately as you arrive. Then it started raining. Then when you say hardly had he arrived when it started raining, maybe you even had some water droplets, some droplets from the rain droplets fell on you, and that's why we say hardly had he arrived when it started raining. Yes. Another thing, another example is the train had nearly left when we arrived. Maybe you were late somehow, you were running, and then immediately as you arrived at the station, immediately you stepped your foot on the train, it started leaving. And so you say, hardly had the train left when we arrived. You see, important tips to observe right here is that there is the omission of the adverbs after using hardly. There is the omission of adjective of these adverbs. For example, here we have she had just stopped. Just, the word just here. When you go to the second sentence, it is not repeated, it is omitted. For example, say she had just stopped writing when her pen dropped down. So you find that the word just is omitted, the word just is omitted, and it is replaced by hardly. So remember that you should omit the adverbs when you use hardly, because the hardly takes the same position or plays the same function as those adverbs. For example, right here, the bus had nearly left when we heard him calling loudly. Now check the word nearly is omitted when you go to the second sentence, and it is replaced by hardly. So say the bus had hardly left when we heard him calling loudly. So remember that when you rewrite the sentences using hardly, omit the adverbs. The fourth one is scarcely. Scarcely is having the same rules as hardly when. You can see that it shows that the first action was not completed before another one happened. So you can see that we don't use double negatives as well. After using scarcely, you cannot use never or not, as I said when I was describing hardly when. And you can see even the examples right here that I had barely broken it into two pieces when I was stopped doing so. Now you can see that here you find that scarcely had I broken it into two pieces when I was stopped doing so. Now, one thing you should check here is that you are having I had barely When you start scarcely, check the position. I had, then had I. I had I. You have to see the position of the subject and the helping verb. So don't get confused here. She had hardly hidden behind the house when I called upon her. Scarcely had she. Try to check the position here. She had she. She had she. So you have to remember that one. He was barely leaving for home when it started raining. Scarcely was he. Was he. He was he. So try to remember those rules, those simple rules, so that you don't miss out when it comes to rewriting these sentences using scarcely when, just like the way you learned when I was talking about hardly when. And we have to or to. Now, one thing you should remember is that by using to, you are showing the negative sense, the negative effect. You see, when you say Annette is too young to go to school, it means that Annette is very young and he is not qualified for schooling. That's the meaning. When you say to, that's negative. If you say the teacher is too short to touch the ceiling, it means that I cannot touch the ceiling. You see here, Juma is lazy. He can't pass. Because we don't expect someone who is lazy to pass the examination. And so, by using to, you say, Juma is too lazy to pass the examination. My grandmother is very old. She can't walk without a stick. My grandmother is too old to walk without a stick. My grandmother is too old to walk without a stick. Now try to check this simple trick here. And I think this will help you. This will help you. In a to sentence, the pronoun it is left out when it refers to a noun which is already mentioned in that particular sentence. And here we have so many students who miss it and they go wrong. You find that they get the sentence at least 95%, but they miss the 5%, and so they get wrong mark because of that. For example, the box is heavy. She can't lift it. Notice this one here. She can't lift it. If you are careful enough, you will come to realize that this, the word it, is referring to the word box. The word it is referring to the word box. Now check the sentence here. The box is too heavy to lift. The box is too heavy to lift. You should end up here. But many students will add it, this one here. So it will be the box is too heavy to lift it. Now that is very wrong. You know why? Because by saying so is as if you have said the box is too heavy to lift the box. Yeah? The box is too heavy to lift the box. Does it make sense? No. So never repeat this one when it comes to the use of to, simply because this pronoun here refers to the noun right here. So just say the box is too heavy to lift. So for example here, the tea is very hot, I cannot drink it. The tea is very hot, I cannot drink it. So you just say the tea is too hot to drink. Don't say the tea is too hot to drink it. Never. Because that it is as if you have said the tea is too hot to drink the tea. So always remember, the tea is too hot to drink. Always remember to leave out this one here. To omit the it when you use to. And Having finished this one here, I hope, and I'm sure you have enjoyed what I have just told you. And remember, this is not say are found. When you subscribe, you will get these things, these notifications of every presentation that we do as Eteta TV, and of course, you will be enjoying my lessons just like the way you do always. And before I leave, I think it's a good idea if I give you this exercise. Try to do this exercise and check if at all you are in a good position to answer. Test yourself. For example, you have to write these sentences as instructed. First, I am tired. I can't walk anymore. Use to. The shirt is very small. It can't fit you. Use to. The carpenter had just made one chair when his hammer broke into two pieces. Use hardly when. Make two sentences using whether or. He plays football. He plays netball. Begin not only but also. Majuma bought me a book. She bought me a radio. Use not only but also. This marks the end of my presentation today. I welcome you once again in the next lessons. Remember, if you enjoy our lessons, please visit our YouTube channel, Eteta TV. And if really you enjoy my lessons in particular, don't forget to like and share with your friends. I'll be motivated. I'm grateful, appreciative, and like. Thank you very much. Enjoy your time. Goodbye. Hello, dear viewers. How are you? I'm BASUKU NYABENDA from Eteta TV. Welcome again to our English lesson series, and my focus today is on adjectives. And I'm going to deal with comparative and sperative adjectives. I remind you to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Eteta TV, and of course, if you like my lessons in particular, don't forget to like and share with your friends. I'll be motivated. And so, let me go directly to our subtopic today. That's comparative and sperative adjectives. Yes, adjective, as we were taught in the previous lessons, is just a word that is used to describe or give more or provide more information about a noun or pronoun. That's what we call an adjective. That it gives you more information, or it provides you with more information about a noun or pronoun. Yes, and in usual circumstances, or usually, we expect an adjective to appear before the noun it describes. Though in some cases, you find that it appears later in a sentence. It is like that. For example, right here, you can see these two examples here. You are having, the sea is rough. You can see that this adjective is at the end of a sentence. But then we have Joel is a clever boy. Now you can see that the adjective has appeared before the noun boy. Yeah, that it happens like that. Now, how we express comparisons, the way we express comparative and speratives is my interest today. That's my interest. So that adjectives can be used to compare more than one noun or thing. Adjectives can be used to compare more than one noun or thing. And remember that if you are not comparing, or if adjective is used to describe a noun without comparing it to any other, then we say that adjective is in a positive degree. Maybe you didn't get me well. I mean that you are talking about a certain adjective, but then find that that noun you are dealing with, the adjective is not comparing that noun to, that noun is not compared to another noun. And now, that is adjective. For example, you say, a young man, a young man. You find that you are not comparing this man to another man. So the word young, which is an adjective, is in the positive degree. You say, a wise teacher. Now, you are not comparing this teacher to another teacher. So the word wise there becomes in a positive degree. Or maybe you say, a beautiful lady, a beautiful lady. Now, you are not comparing this lady to another lady. That means the word beautiful is just in a positive degree. Yes. So you have the word like small, thin. That's in a positive degree because the noun that they precede are not compared to any other noun. Yeah. And sometimes now you find that this adjective, the noun, there is comparison of two nouns now. Two nouns or two things. Now, if you use adjective in that way, then you have to use it in a comparative degree. That adjective that compare two things, the adjective that compare two things is called comparative, is in a comparative, or is said to be in a comparative degree. You see, the comparative degree is formed by adding ER to the positive degree. Remember, previously I talked about positive degree. Now, to make that positive degree become comparative degree, you have to add ER. For example, right here, you are having dark, now you add ER to read dark. You are having young, you add ER to read young. You have been big, then you add ER to make it read bigger. You are having fast, now you add ER to make it faster. That is to change the positive degree to comparative degree. Yes, and sometimes you find that the comparative, the adjectives is comparing more than two things, maybe three things. Now, when it comes to three things, we use the superlative degree. The adjective changes into superlative degree. Now you have seen that we are having positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Yes. Now, to make a positive degree change into superlative degree, we add EST. Yes. Big has changed to biggest. Short has changed to shortest. Long has changed to longest, and fast has changed to fastest. You see, so we add EST to this positive degree to make them superlative, degree. Try to check these examples right here. As you can see, that in a positive we are having these words right here. Now when they came to comparative degree, we had to add ER, as you can see in the second chart right here. Now to make them superlative, we added ESC, as you can see. So at least this one here will help you, that we are having wise, and then we are having wiser and wisest. We are having small, then you are having smaller, and then you have smallest. So you can see that this is the way we do it when you want to change a positive degree to comparative degree. And remember what I said in previous part, that when we use comparative degrees, because we are comparing two things, and we use superlative degree when we are comparing three things. That's how it is. Now you have seen in this table on how these things change. But something you should learn is that the ER and the EST rule applies to single syllable adjectives, or you can say short adjectives. Hope you understand this one. Short adjectives. Single syllable adjectives. You have the word like white. White, that's a single syllable. Then just add the R, and then that is whiter. And you have the word like clear. That's a single syllable word. It's a short word. Clear. Simple like that. You have the word like rich. Then you just add ER. It's because rich, single syllable. Short word, richer. Loud, loud. That's a single syllable. It's a short word, louder. Like that. See? So we use ER or EST when we are having these short words or the words with the single syllable. It's different when you go to words with more than one syllable. They are having 2 syllables, 3 syllables. You cannot use ER. It won't make sense. And of course, it will sound strange. And it's not grammatical at the same time. Try to do the word beautiful, for example. The word beautiful is having more than, is having 2 syllables. There's beau, there's beautiful, beautiful. So you can have tiff, you have beau, and then you cannot say beautifuler. That's very strange, see? Doesn't make any sense, eh? You cannot say beautiful, comfortable. That is not. You see, you cannot say, for example, you are having the word delicious. You cannot say delicious. It doesn't make sense. You cannot say handsome, difficult. That does not come into English grammar. So when you have a word with or an adjective with more than one syllable, instead of adding ER, you add more behind it. You have more, and if it is imperative, you add most. So you have to remember that one. If the word is wrong, the adjective is wrong, it's having more than one syllable, you don't add ER. Instead, you add more for comparative degree and you add most for superlative degree. And I hope you have understood. Yeah, I'm having more examples, as you can see. You have the word like beautiful, difficult, interesting. You cannot have interesting. You have interesting, then you have more interesting. You have the most interesting. You have expensive, we don't have expensive. We have expensive, we have more expensive, we have most expensive. You have courageous, you have more courageous, you have most courageous. There is no more, there is no courageous or courageous, I don't know, and you cannot have such words. So remember that for words with more one syllable, you add more for comparative and most for superlative. Another thing which you should understand is that some adjectives do not follow those rules. I said, remember the rules. Once again, you make a positive degree to be comparative by adding ER or more. You change a positive degree to be a superlative one by adding EST or most. But there are some words which do not follow these rules, and we call them irregular adjectives. They don't follow. Instead, they just change irregularly. They just change irregularly. Try checking with this table. We have good, but we don't have gooder and goodest. We don't have that one. So after good, we have better and best. We have literal, but we don't have literal and literacy. We have literal, and then it is followed by less and least. We have bad, but we don't have bad, badder, baddest. Instead, we have bad, and then we have worse and worst. See? We have well, we have better, best. We have much, we have more, most. We have many, more, most. You see? So, these things change. So, these ones are called irregular adjectives. We don't add EST, we don't have ER. They just change regularly, as you can see in those examples. Now, there are some important things which you should keep in your mind when you change or when you deal with these comparatives and superlatives. Remember that when you deal with the comparatives, the comparative will be followed by than. By than. For example, right here you have Bahat is the Torah, then after ER there is than. Faster than, cleverer than, stronger than. That's how it is. So you have to remember that one. I remember one of my teachers when I was still schooling was having that tendency when I was still in the primary school. My teacher, the late Rwanda Chihari, used to write ER plus than, like the way we write in mathematics, just to keep our mind strong and with good memory. You could write ER plus than. So you see, remember that one, that ER is to be followed by than. Now, another thing which you should keep in mind is that before you write the expletive, you have to begin with the. They will come before you write the expletive form. You see, then est. Then most. So you have the tallest. Another is the tallest girl in her class. You see something is here. The tallest, the highest, the cleverest, the richest. Now, for these students, many students are forgetting there, so they just write Kilimanjaro is highest mountain, Anolda is tallest. That's wrong. You have got at least 95% of the answer, but because you have omitted it there, you will get wrong mark. And if you were to speak, then your English is not grammatically correct. Of course, we will get the meaning, we will understand what you are speaking, but then your grammar is poor. So you have to remember, don't forget there before you go to EST. Yeah, another thing which you should keep in mind is this one here. This one's here. That with adjectives that end in E, if they end in E, or they end in R, to form comparative and the superlative st, but form, you have to add er. If they end in e and r, to form comparative, and st to form the superlative, the way we do it now. You have clause. It's simple. Just add e. Just add r. To form superlative, just add est. You are just add st. It's simple. Try to check. Adjectives that end in E, you just add R. You don't suffer a lot, just add R. You won't be having ER, as I said, because you'll be having now double E, which will not work. So just add E, just add R, and here just add ST, because it is already simplified. And now another thing here which is very important. When adjectives have only one syllable, and in consonant, maybe I should put it this way so that you understand. I should go direct to the example. You see this word here, B. It's a short, single syllable, short word. It ends in a consonant, consonant G. And behind G, there is a vowel. Check here. You have mad. The word ends in D. And then this consonant D, there is a vowel. There is D. It ends in M. Behind M, there is I. There is sad. It ends in consonant D. Behind it, there is a vowel A. Now, what have you noticed? To make these words comparative, before you put ER, you will have to double the last letter. That's what you see here. To make them superlative, you will have to double the last letter to the positive degree. That's what it is saying right here, that when an adjective will have only one syllable, short adjectives, and end in consonant, and the consonant is preceded by a single vowel, you have to double the last letter before adding ER or EST. That's what I was trying to explain here. That the word has ended in a consonant, and before the consonant there is a vowel. Before you make it comparative, you will have to double the last letter, and then you can put ER. Before you make it superlative, you have to double the last letter, then you can add EST. That's how it is in most of the adjectives. Yeah. Now, another important rule is that some adjectives have two syllables and end in Y. With these adjectives, you change the Y to I. then you can add ER for comparative, and or you can add EST for sperative. Check here. You have Y here. This word has ended in Y. Now, because it has ended with Y, all these words right here, what you do, you take out this Y here. And after taking out, you replace it with the I, this one here. Then you can add ER. Or you can add EST. But remember, first you take out the Y. After that, you can do that one. Remember, try to check what has happened here. Y is preceded by a consonant. Don't check like a word like a play now. Play. There is Y. And then behind where there is a vowel, you cannot do that one. You cannot remove Y and put I. No. The Y must be preceded by a consonant. Like here, the way it is happened here. That the word Y, the letter Y is preceded by a consonant. And so you replace Y with I. Then you can add ER or EST. Remember those rules. They will help you a lot. Check here. It is incorrect to use more with ER. It is incorrect to use most with EST. I have come across many people who can say that, this is more better. That is wrong. You cannot have more and better at the same time. You cannot have more better. That is wrong. You cannot have more bigger. You cannot have most biggest. Because this more here is playing the same function as ER. This most here is playing the same function as EST. Then there is no way you can have both at the same time. You have to change that one. And that's why this is because I said more already plays the function of ER. So don't try to put more and ER together or most and EST together. So make sure you keep that rule with you. And to finish this one here, you find that some adjectives have no comparatives. Some adjectives are just unique. Have no adjectives. You cannot say unique or writer, triangular. This is not. It's just, they're just like this. You say a male got. You say a unique house, a right track, a triangular house. There's no way you can add ER or you can add EST. They are just like that. They are just unique in their way. So you leave them as they are. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation on adjectives and you are going to make use of them. Remember, you cannot just read them and claim them. You need to understand, practice, use them so that you improve your language command. By saying so, this marks the end of my presentation today. I once again welcome you to subscribe our YouTube channel, Eteta TV. And if you really enjoy my lessons in particular, don't forget to like and share these presentations. That will motivate me to prepare even more fascinating materials for you. Thank you and goodbye.